Hey guys, it's Frosty here with another episode of Frost Agency, and here we go. Time to talk pretty much about why as a Patriots fan, what we're going to be doing and what we're going to be making as trades and convoluted. And remember when I said Golden Tate would be among the many people discussed? Golden Tate didn't have that bad of a season. He actually looked pretty decent. But the main reason why is Golden Tate actually was a Patriot, and I loved it because he was such a good underrated Patriot player. That honestly, I wouldn't mind re-signing him, especially because we can get him pretty cheap, and our receivers have been kind of depressed. Wonder why. Yeah, N'Keal Henry has not been that great. Of course, like I said, I think this is a make or break season for Henry because dude, you gotta prove it. I mean, year three and four is usually when you see a rookie receiver kind of blossom or burn. Still mad we didn't get DK Metcalf. AJ Brown looked really good. Marquise Brown, I think, looked really good as well. This year, I think he dropped off a bit, which does concern me. But of course, I wouldn't be surprised if he blamed Lamar for that. Lamar is not good with the deep ball. But this is about the Patriots. And I saw something else. Jacoby Myers had a really good half the season, and he is considered a top 30 receiver in the league by Pro Football Focus. And I am so happy because Jacoby Myers looked really dang good this season, as well as another guy who we're going to be keeping, Damian Harris, Sony Michel. I'm going to miss Rex Burkhead and James White, but yeah, we're not re-signing them. Same thing with Lawrence Guy, that idiot. Of course, obviously, there are quite a few other guys we might be signing, but the main reason why I wanted to talk is, of course, the two guys that kind of intrigued me on signing was number one, Marvin Jones Jr., another receiver who's kind of up there in age, but honestly, I would desperately want him as much as possible because we need receivers. Like I said, I know what you're saying. But silly, Frosty, you don't have a quarterback. Well, you're right, but we don't really have weapons either, and we'll get into the quarterback in a moment because I have a couple ideas and people I do want, and again, if we don't trade for anyone, we're still going to be getting someone good, possibly. As long as Bill Belichick does not trade down, we'll be completely fine. But it's fine. It's fine. So, first of all, we're losing Thunny. Yeah, that hurts, but Isaiah Wynn was really good this season. We had quite a few younger guys actually step up and look really good this season, and we still have them under contract. So, the only O-line we were losing this year was actually Thunny, who, again, he costed like $17 or $18 million this season. I honestly get why we're letting him walk. Obviously, Dante Hightower is also a free agent this year, and I also want to bring him back. Even though Juan Bentley looked really, really dang good this season, I don't know if we're going to. I would love Hightower back because he's only 30 years old. Not really that old of a middle linebacker, but I definitely like him on a 4-year deal or at least a 2 or 3 year deal until we can figure out our cap room a little bit. Obviously, I want quite a few, if not all, of our tight ends to be thrust into free agency as we need a tight end. And that's where I bring up Zach Ertz, as I thought the Patriots were going to bite at him because obviously there have been rumors that we were trying to bite at a lot of tight ends. Obviously, we were trying to get DeAndre Hopkins and Stephon Diggs last season as well. I thought we were going to make a jab at Julio, and I think we did make a shot at Julio. I don't know. Thank goodness we did not make a shot at. We made a shot at Stafford, which is nice. We did not make a shot at Deshaun Watson, which you don't know how relieving that feels. You do not know the pleasure I feel the fact that we didn't get Deshaun Watson, and I'm going to ask now. Now, don't get me wrong. Deshaun Watson's a top 5 quarterback in the league. But the cost is literally not like, you know how people say cut off an arm and a leg. You are going to have to cut off both your legs, your arm, both your ears, both your nose, probably all your fingers as well, just to get him, because I'm making a full Texans episode too, so don't worry, because I got a lot to say. But there will be definitely multiple times where I will roast this franchise. The owner's like, he's gonna stay a Texan for life. He just asked for a trade. He is going to be a Texan. We have no intention of trading him. He's gonna hold out. Your franchise is only relevant because of Deshaun Watson, and you know what? That's all I need to say. But one quarterback doesn't fix a problem. The Bengals are showing that. Yes, they have weapons, but their defense is getting old. Their Geno Atkins is probably not going to come back. AJ Green is probably not going to be coming back. And your O-line is garbage, and your coach is horrible. I don't see any promise in that team, just death. But at the same time, I do say we do need a quarterback, and like I said, there is a couple quarterbacks we don't have to trade that much, but I'm willing. Now, I did say, my dream trade right now, and this is going to sound insane, we give up Gilmore. We give up a 5th or 4th round pick. We get Marcus Mariota, the Raiders' 1st round pick, and a 7th round pick. Because seriously, Bill can't assess talent, but he's made some good picks. I think Sony Michel and Damian Harris have been pretty good. So he's getting kind of 50-50. It's just all of our 1st round picks are not looking that good. Oh gosh. Anytime I see a 1st round pick, it's either gonna get wasted or become something great. So there's no middle ground. They're pretty good. They're not bad. For the love of God, there's no middle ground. All of our 2nd round picks and beyond just somehow happen to be better for some reason. I honestly have no clue why he does that. Now, obviously, this might be the last year for Devin McCourty, although I know we extended him this year, so I think we'll get McCourty for one more year, which, thank goodness. But the reason why I want to trade Gilmore is because we have him, I think, one more year, and obviously, he's still high value. Like, he was a Pro Bowler this year. Again, I don't think we're re-signing him as much as I would love him. And J.C. Jackson got 11 interceptions over the season and was a highly rated corner. Of course, we have quite a few other corners like Jason McCourty and others that I don't think we're going to be letting go. I think we'll be keeping them very close. But it could get better. It could get worse for a Patriots fan, and this is where we go in the country. Because, again, Marcus Mariota is who I want. Because Mariota looks pretty good. Of course, he might be the future. He's in the age range of the future. I doubt it. Again, I know Quan Short officially got released. I know people say JJ Watt might go to New England. I'm not even gonna look at that. Yeah, I like him, but I think he'd be too pricey. And honestly, if Lawrence Guy is willing to come back on like a 1 year, $2-3 million deal, then sure. I don't like him, but hey, he's better than a lot of other guys I know. Of course, we're keeping Chase Winovich. But I'd love Adam Butler back. I'd love Kawan Short back, a nice defensive end, because we can't stop the run to save anyone's lives. Packer fans think they have it bad. You would be surprised. But obviously, the main thing is offense, because our defense was pretty good. They showed up quite a bit last year. But obviously, quarterback play. We're not bringing back Cam Newton. And I have to say, I have seen so many polls. Why does everyone want Cam Newton back? He threw 4 touchdowns. 4. Yes, he rushed for the most touchdowns of a quarterback. That's good. Yeah, I get it. That's pretty good. But it doesn't help. We are not a team that, again, the only reason why we were winning games was because we had Damian Harris, Sony Michel, James White. We had really good running backs. We looked really good on defense. And we didn't trust Cam with stupidity. The only time Cam looked good was the one Miami game, both the Jets games, and then the Chargers game. But even then, it was more or less not that. It was more or less that we ran them over. But that's fine. As I said, my quarterback wish list. Ryan Fitzpatrick, because he's already expressed interest in joining New England. Marcus Mariota, because he's young and he's still on contract and we can get him extremely cheap and get a Raiders first round pick. So I'm good with that. We could get Darnold. I'm starting to lean towards, man, I don't know. It depends. He'd have to be really cheap for me to bite on him. But no. Maybe Case Keenum. Probably not. Jacoby Brissett, I'd like to sign because the Colts are probably going to get Wentz. They need a future quarterback. I get it. But I love Brissett because he was a former Patriot. Jimmy Garoppolo, if they cut him, yes. If they don't, no. I don't really want to pay that much for Jimmy G. I'm not against him, but I just don't want that cap hit. Like, geez, no. Jameis, maybe. Andy Dalton, I said yeah, but at this point, I have a feeling the Cowboys are going to get delusional and drunken and be like, yeah, you know what, we'll sign him. We'll sign him to a huge contract. Like, you know what, we'll sign him to this massive contract because we don't need Dak. We don't need Dak. All we need is, well, just Andy Dalton. He will lead us to the promised land. Of course, he won't. Let the Cowboy fans believe it. And as I said, there's not really a lot of quarterbacks I would like. Now, from the draft, I said Mac Jones is kind of the guy that a lot of people are predicting New England to get because, of course, Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are kind of good buddies. And, oh my gosh, I really want Mac Jones so badly. Because the thing with Jarrett Stidham is he looked a little bit better this season, but he didn't look great. He didn't give me a whole lot of confidence, but he didn't give me, no confidence. Like, he was like, I don't know. Obviously, there are quite a few other questions, like, hey, Teddy Bridgewater, I wouldn't mind going after him. I don't think he's that bad. I don't want Taysom Hill at all, whatsoever. Please no. Like I said, the quarterback market's interesting. And the only way I know Patriot fans kind of said they want Dak, but Dak's going to have to take a major pay cut for us to keep him and say, hey, look, here you go. But you got to be willing to take a pay cut. Especially because I get Bill. And like I said, the reason why I think Patriot fans need to get excited is because Bill Belichick now has something to prove. Where I think he thought Brady was going to flop in Tampa, and obviously when he holds the Lombardi, I don't think he flopped. But I said, Bill, to finish his legacy, will have to win a championship without Tom Brady. Of course, the rumors are circulating that Tom Brady is probably going to return to New England. I think he'll return on a 2-year deal, but I think he will sign an extension to stay in Tampa for 2 more years. And again, he'll be about 48 when I think he comes back to New England. And I think then he'll try and win 1 Super Bowl for the Patriots and then retire and go out. He's already the greatest of all time, but I think it'll definitely go from there of what happens. As I said, the Patriots need to sign receivers, D-line desperately, but I think we'll have to just re-sign Adam Butler and Quan Short and just go from there. But after that, I really don't know what to say about the New England Patriots just because if we get Mac Jones, hey, we have a lot of hope for the season. If we don't get Mac Jones, well, okay, I guess we're probably going to try and trade up. And if not, like I said, if we get O-line, D-line, or a receiver, honestly, Devonta Smith, please, but I doubt it. But yeah, that's all for this episode of Frost Agency. I hope you guys have a great day. And stay safe and stay frosty. See you guys.